guys, so we're here today to talk about Ash Levi, formerly known as @Lee on YouTube and Instagram. And if you don't know who she is, she recently discovered that a large creator on Instagram, she stole her presets and tried to resell them as her own. And I want to talk about this and shed light on it because I don't think a lot of larger drama channels will, just because Ashley is such a small creator. I want to talk about this because I think it's important, because what Acacia, I think her name's Acacia. What Acacia did is absolutely disgusting and we need to get into it. So before we get into this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload twice a week. I think I will have a bonus video up this week. To preface this, I will say I am biased. Hi. I have followed Ashley for years now. I have her merch. I have bought countless of her presets, if not most of her presets. Because her aesthetic is like fucking goals. I'm gonna put a screenshot of her Instagram here just so you can see, like, her vibe is like I feel like a lot of girls that sell presets are like very like bright and white, but like Ashley's vibe is like more grungy and like rock and roll, which is like more my vibe. So I absolutely love her. Her aesthetic is like goals to me. So I am biased, but I also don't see how anyone in the situation could be on Acacia's side, because she literally stole from a smaller creator and lied about it. So if you don't know who Ash Levi is, she has 200,000 followers on Instagram and 200,000 followers on YouTube. And like I said, she's like a medium-sized creator. And Acacia has 2 million followers on Instagram. And I know she has like a history of problematic past. I didn't look too much into it because really today I just want to talk about this situation. So let's get into it. So if you don't know what a preset is, it's like a filter basically. Like, you know how Instagram has the preset filters? Well, a preset is like that, but creators will create their own presets with like their own vibes and like different warmth and curves and stuff, and they will sell the presets online for a small amount, and then you buy the preset, you install it in your Adobe Lightroom, and from there you can use the presets for like different vibes in your pictures. Like I said, I have bought like all of Ashley's presets. Highly recommend them. They're super affordable. I think it's like 20 bucks for most packs, and the vibes are on point. She released summer presets in, I believe it was, I bought mine on June 18th, so it must have been around there sometime. Like I said, I literally buy her presets all the time. So she released them in June, and then she said about a week ago, she noticed Acacia. Her name is Acacia Kersey, I think. Whenever I see her name, I just think of an acai bowl. Anybody else? Just me? So Acacia started posting, I posted a picture on her Instagram, and Ashley was like, that's my preset. Like, she's like, I spent so much time on my presets and working on them. Like, to me, it's art, so I know what my preset is. She's like, her presets are beautiful. And she was like, I knew it was my preset. So she's like, I commented on the picture being like, love the vibes, in hopes that Acacia would say like, oh, it's my preset, because she didn't tag me or anything. And like, I was hoping like, oh, this is a huge creator. I could get great exposure if she like would tag my fucking preset or talk about my preset. And then Acacia just like replied and was like, oh my god, you're the queen of eyeshadow. And keep in mind, Ashley follows Acacia. Acacia follows Ashley. So like, the fact that she would have the balls to do this is absolutely ridiculous. So then Ashley looked in her website platform and saw that Acacia had, you know, purchased her presets, because like you can look up people by name and email. So she's like, I saw that she purchased them, so I thought it was weird. But so then Acacia starts talking about how she's gonna launch presets, and starts like talking about her presets like right after she purchased Ash's. And she starts posting before and afters on her story. And Ashley's like, I noticed then that her before and afters looked like my presets. So like, I would screenshot the before and the after, and then I would put my own presets on it, and they were like nearly identical. So then she finally launches the presets. And Ashley already at this point has bad vibes, right? Like, she's like, this is sus. Like, she's making presets that like either they're looking just like mine, but it kind of feels like she purchased my product and now she's putting a product that's just like mine. And I want to preface this by saying that I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's just presets, but like, it's not just presets. This is someone's product that was put out and sold, and someone else with a larger platform took that product and resold it. And I want you to keep that in mind. It doesn't matter what the product was. What matters is that the product was Ashley's. She spent time creating this product. It was like art to her. And she is a small creator with a small brand, and it's not okay. So just keep that in mind before we go ahead. So again, Ashley has bad vibes. So apparently one of Ashley's friends actually purchased the presets. and sent them to Ashley, and Ashley started looking at them and realizing that they were the exact same. So Ashley says what she does is she adjusts the curves in her presets, which most people don't do. So if you look here, this is what a picture looks like with no curve adjustment. This is a picture with no filter on it. And this is that same picture with the filter lo-fi on it, and you can see the curves. So Ashley is the one that puts these little kind of dots in there to put the curves in. And so what Acacia didn't do was adjust the curves, because most people don't do that. So that's kind of what gave her away, because Ashley could look at the presets and be like, the curves are the exact same. Now, Ash posted a 40-minute long video going through all of the screenshots, which I will link down below. I'm going to go over some of the screenshots here, but not all of them, just for brevity's sake, because there's a lot. So basically, Ashley messaged her and she was being super, super kind and was like, hey, I noticed you bought my presets, and then you put out presets that were like basically the same. And of course, the first thing Acacia does is deny, deny, deny. Classic thief. She said, I did buy your pack. I was inspired by one of your presets. And then she shows, but she says, I would never steal your work and market it as my own. I enjoyed the teal and red hues of one of your presets, but I didn't buy your pack to steal your content. So then she like sends her screenshots of one of her pictures, one with Ashley's filter on it and one with her filter on it. So you can see the first one is Acacia's filter, and the second one is Ashley's filter. And just because I've worked with presets, with Ashley's presets specifically, for so long, I can tell that all she did was warm up this picture. She literally just took the like warmth, she took like there's like a blue and yellow slider, and she just took that and she probably just made it warmer, because they look the exact same otherwise, and she maybe adjusted some of the greens. And she says, if you would like me, so she was like, I'll remove this one preset, and Ashley's like, cute, but she was like, I appreciate the offer, but I think this is a little bit bigger than one preset. After going through them, it's clear that at least 6 of my presets are identical. Sorry, at least 6 of these are identical to my presets, with maybe a few adjustments made to temperature HSL. Taking down one preset does not undo the traffic that's already been taken away from my business. I get that this is awkward, but you could have just supported, shouted out my brand. Acting like you only took inspiration from one is just lying at this point. And like, first of all, big props to Ashley. She handled this very well, and I appreciate that she did not let Acacia walk all over her. She stood up for herself and was like, no, you're lying. So then Acacia says, I totally understand. Could you let me know the 6 you're referring to? Which, like, okay, first of all, if you went through the fucking, what is it when it's first degree murder and like it's premeditated. You went through the premeditation of stealing my presets, and now you're gonna make me go through your presets and tell you which ones you stole, which just to me sounds like you maybe stole more than the 6 I think you stole, which, spoiler alert, will be true soon. And it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that, again, she's making Ashley do the work of finding which presets were stolen when she should fucking know what she stole, because she did it. She then says, I'm more than happy to shout out your brand. And like Ashley says, I'm not asking you to shout out my brand as a result of this. I'm saying that would have been the right thing to do from the beginning, which is like big facts. Like, what is a shout out gonna do? You literally, you're gonna shout out that you stole from me? Because like, that's the issue here. Shouting out my brand won't take away the fact that you took my product and resold it to your people, taking money away from me, a smaller creator and a smaller brand. And she's gonna remove the presets, and Ashley's like, are you gonna remove the presets or are you replacing them? And she was like, oh, I'm replacing them, because she's like, I had 10, remember that originally she releases 12 presets, and she said she was working on a couple more, and then she's like, oh, I had 10 unreleased presets that didn't make the cut, which is what she told her viewers. But like, if you had 10 presets that were like almost perfect, but you didn't fully like them, and instead you decided to steal 6 presets from another creator, like, you're already a trash human. Why don't you choose the 10 that you didn't perfectly love? Because let's be real here. You have 2 million followers. You're the kind of person that can just sell shit to people. People will just buy stuff to support a creator at this day and age. So like, you did not need to steal from Ashley for this. You could have easily sold presets you weren't 100% perfect with and been perfectly fine with it. But what actually happens here is, instead of, she doesn't really have unreleased presets. What she told Ashley she did was she used her presets from her fall pack that she no longer sells, and a presets time machine pack that are no longer for sale, but she did not make this information public to her subscribers. And when someone is purchasing your presets, a lot of the time what happens is you have repeat customers. You have to assume your subscribers already have these presets and you didn't even tell your subscribers that, which is like, again, we're like on like 6 different levels of shady now. So at this point, Ashley says, I feel like it needs to be explained publicly by you that things like this happen often to smaller brands and it's really not cool. At this point, Ashley's like, you're not gonna like you've basically confessed to me that you stole from me, and like I'm not okay with you just updating the presets and not saying anything about it, which like first of all, you should be telling your subscribers something, and second of all, like you stole from me and it's not this conversation is not going to be enough for me. I want you to publicly say that you stole from me, which is like what accountability is, and I totally respect Ashley for sticking up for herself and being like, no, this is not okay. So then we're on our first step of manipulation from our girl Acacia. She's good at it. She says, I don't know how much you follow along with me, but I have a group of people that hate me so much that every job I've had recently has been spammed by them to the point where I don't work anymore. I worked on a fun summer colorful pack for months and months, but I had troubles finishing it. I had 20 original presets in before I purchased your pack. Like, I don't fucking care how long you've worked on this. And I also don't care if you're getting hate online from other people, because guess what? That's not my fucking problem. You stole from me. And second of all, I've heard that Acacia has her own problematic past, and I have a feeling that what she calls bullies and hate groups are people trying to hold her accountable for being a shitty person. Because like, do we think this is the first time she's stolen from another creator? I don't. I really fucked up by using the base of your presets to complete my pack. I wanted to create something that I knew everyone would be obsessed with so that I could have a stable income in the meantime. Obviously, you probably don't want to hear a sob story, but if I were to publicly inform people, like a group would really tear me apart, like really, really bad. And like, again, I don't fucking care. And also Ashley comes back and it's like, but you didn't even use them as a base. They're identical. There's like, you could have used inspiration from Ashley's presets by just looking at her Instagram feed and then trying to create something kind of similar with a similar vibe. Would that still be slightly unethical? Maybe a little bit, but like no one owns presets. But like, you literally purchased her presets, changed 3 things, and then resold them. That's not a base. That's, you stole them. You were a thief. This is a crime. And then Acacia offers to basically pay Ashley off. She's like, I'm happy to shout out your brand in the future, pay you for your inconvenience and the traffic you missed. I feel so bad I really want to make it up to you. But Ashley says, I don't think it's fair to expect me not to say anything. I was kind enough by bringing it to you in the first for explanation, but you lied. Yeah, like, keep in mind in the beginning of this, she said no and then said it was just 1, and now she's copped to 6, and spoiler alert, there will be more. And then the second Ashley asks her to publicly say something to her subscribers, all of a sudden she's like, well, I can pay you. Excuse me? I don't want your money. I want you to not have stolen from me and taken business from my brand. And also, your subscribers, who you now just switched out presets for, deserve to know what's happening. And you, again, didn't offer to give me money until I asked you to publicly talk about it, because you think that money is the most important thing to everybody because it's the most important thing to you. Then she says, this is not something I've ever done normally do, and I feel very stupid for doing it in the first place. You deserve more as a creator, so again, I'm so sorry. I can't stress enough. I obviously tried to justify it in my own head and make excuses rather than be honest with myself, because what I did sucked. And then Ashley said, I'm not looking for a payout. You've been editing your photos with my presets all week and posting them as if you've been working on a pack, hyping all your followers up so when you put out your pack, they immediately purchase. Instead of sharing my brand that you said you're obsessed with, any honest influencer slash creator would have just done that. It feels like you just wanted to play me and have this go away when I get, which I get, but it's not fair to me. And at this point, Ashley's like, you need to just refund everybody. So what Acacia started doing was she wanted to give Ashley, like, I think it was like $8 or $9 from the sale of each pack, which Ashley did say was thousands of dollars, so you can imagine how many she sold. But Ashley was like, no, you basically marketed your presets sale with my filters, which means that everyone that purchased the presets were expecting Ashley's vibe and they got Acacia's vibe instead. And then you went and replaced them with other things. And so Ashley was like, you just need to refund everybody because you marketed your presets with my filters. We used my presets to market your presets, and that's the literal definition of false advertising. And then Acacia, like, starts again trying to manipulate Ashley because the last thing she wants to do is make a public apology, not because she's worried about the haters tearing her apart, but because she doesn't want her followers to know what a shady bitch she is. So she starts telling her how cruel the community is and how she only has a certain amount of dollars in her bank account and she's really struggling financially right now. And keep in mind, she's literally just doing this to manipulate Ashley because Ashley is a nice fucking person and she knows that she's like literally pulling on her heartstrings. This is a classic case of manipulation because after this came out, people were like, Acacia, you just bought a Dyson Airwrap for $500. You just bought tickets to Disneyland for $500. So stop acting like your family is reliant on this paycheck when you're buying money on, you're spending frivolous things, which like, again, I buy frivolous shit all the time, but I'm also not out here stealing people's content and acting like I need to sell it to support my family. So basically they go back and forth a lot and Ashley keeps being like, you need to make a public statement, you need to make a public statement, you need to make a public statement. And like, what I don't understand from Acacia is like, the best thing to do, I don't know, I took PR in school, so maybe I'm a little smarter than her, but like the best thing to do is to get ahead of shit like this. The worst thing that could happen was for Ashley to expose you and then drama channels to pick it up and you get exposed for being trash. And you just lied about it the whole time and Ashley has the receipts to show that you refuse to talk about it. So she finally makes a public statement, which like honestly, first of all, she posted it only in her fucking story, which is so weak. And the statement says, guys, I have to open up about something. Normally I would just blow past this, but I'm trying my best to be honest with myself and everyone. Normally you would just blow past this? Normally you would just blow past the fact that you're a thief? And also, like, what does that mean that normally you're doing this? You're doing this normally a lot? This is normal for you? Earlier this week, I was having a difficult time creating the last few presets in my pack and I went out looking for inspiration. I needed the last few missing color palettes and I just couldn't quite create. I purchased Cherry Photo Club's summer pack and fell in love. I was immediately obsessed with them and they had the exact tones I was missing but failed to make on my own. I wanted to recreate something similar with some of my own presets, but by doing so, I took away business from my friend at Ash Levi, which like, Ashley was like, bitch, we're not friends. Like, I don't know you. We're not friends. We met each other one time at like an influencer event, but like, which like, I don't know why calling her your friend makes it seem better to you because it makes it seem better to me. You know, it seem worse to me that you would steal from a friend, but okay, go off. Doing this also ruined my integrity, blah, blah, blah. I'm ashamed of myself. I've been chatting with her and want to make clear that this will absolutely never happen again. And it's just like, and obviously her subscribers were like, what the fuck? And keep in mind, I don't even know if she even announced to her subscribers before this that she had replaced the other presets that she was hyping up the pack with her own old presets. Like, people start messaging her and telling her that she needs to pay Ashley for what she sold of her presets, which like seems pretty fair to me. And so so Ashley's like, I don't fucking care. I want this to be over. Your statement was trash. And she's like, okay, well, like, what's the percentage? And like, she's like, Ashley obviously didn't share the percentage or share the amount, but she said it was thousands of dollars. And it looked like it had a couple numbers in that thousand. So like, even if Ashley's percentage was like 10K or like 15K, like that's insane looking at how much Acacia made. And then she tells Ashley she only has a couple dollars in her bank. Like, are you sure though? So then obviously after this came out, people were DMing Ashley about it. Ashley had been talking about her own stories, but she's obviously a smaller creator. And she said that Acacia was giving people different information in DMs about how many presets were replaced and how many presets were purchased. And so Ashley sent one of her followers who posted on Twitter with Ashley's consent a screenshot of her conversation with Acacia, and like Ashley said like 2 minutes later, Acacia messages her and was like, people are telling me you're sharing our conversation. And Ashley was like, yeah, I'm just clarifying because your statement was not clear at all. Like, she didn't mention the presets were replaced. She didn't mention how many presets they were. She didn't really mention anything. And then Acacia says, I would really appreciate if you didn't share my private messages to me. Like, bitch, I would really appreciate if you didn't steal my product and resell it to your millions of followers. But like, I guess we don't get what we want anymore. And then she's like, I literally want to put this behind us and not feed any bullies fire, because that's what they ultimately come to it. And Ashley was like, I don't see any bullies, first of all, in your comments. And also, like, you don't get to put this behind you. You stole from me. You don't get to just be like, yep, I did it, and then move on, because it just shows to me that you don't realize the magnitude of what you did and you don't actually feel sorry for it. So then they're going back and forth a little bit, and Ashley basically says, like, it's not okay that her preset pack is still up, and Acacia says, I feel like we're going in circles and not connecting and understanding one another. I don't understand how my presets being up have to do with this, which, like, we're not connecting and understanding each other. No one's trying to understand you. You stole from me. I have nothing to understand about that. And Ashley's like, I don't know how to explain to you that you marketed your whole preset pack using my presets, which she's not wrong. She's like, the whole reason people bought your presets is because the photos you posted, which were mostly my presets, not only is that misleading to your customers, but it's literally illegal. Like I said, it's false advertising. You sold something, selling people one aesthetic, Ashley's vibe, and then they got yours instead when they bought the presets. The people who were reaching out to her for presets were, she was like, what time zone do you live in? And she was only giving refunds, again, also only refunding for the $9 of the pack, not the whole price of the pack. If they purchased it before she replaced the presets. But the issue is, you marketed it with Ashley's presets, what people are buying it for. Those are all the before and afters you posted on your stories and stuff, and then when people buy it, they don't get what they want, but then you're refusing to refund them because you falsely advertised them. So Ashley's like, you should be refunding everybody because you falsely advertised this and you stole business from my company. And she's honestly not wrong. And then Ashley noticed another one of her presets was actually the same. Her preset Bleachers was actually her preset Gemini. So Ashley was like, Ashley actually took some time and went back through all of the presets, and she found 13 that were taken. And like, even the naming, like Pool Boy was renamed to Playboy, and like she also took the Pool Boy one and she edited it in like 2 different ways and then sold it as 2 separate presets. But like, it was probably just like such a small edit that, like, here's the thing, when you have a preset, you can make the edits to yourself to suit the picture best. So you don't need someone to sell you the same preset slightly edited 2 times, because you can do that yourself through Lightroom very easily. So like, even the fact that she has multiple presets here, like Bleachers and Bleachers 2, which is both Gemini, is like, just shows the sketchy shit she's trying to sell to her subscribers, because there's no reason to sell them the same preset twice, which is a slight tweak that they could make on their own in 3 seconds. But like, she named Pool Boy Playboy, she named Yucca Melon, like, she literally didn't even try when she was stealing. And Ashley kept asking her to refund everybody, but basically Acacia was like, I'm not refunding everybody, I can't refund everybody, and like, stop replying to Ashley's messages, and that's where we are. And like, I just think this is absolutely disgusting behavior. Like, not only did you steal from a smaller creator, like, first of all, the balls to steal from a small creator that you know follows you and that you follow. Like, you don't think that she would see those presets and be like, those look like mine? You didn't think it would be so easy for her to buy the presets and then compare them to hers? Also, you posted the first preset and Ashley commented on it. The person you stole from commented on it, and you still had the balls to go through with it. Like, this was not a mistake. This was a calculated risk that she took, hoping that A, Ashley wouldn't notice, and B, if Ashley did notice, she wouldn't have the balls to come forward, or C, that if Ashley did notice and came forward, she could just lie and get away with it, and hopefully it didn't notice it, or that she was such a small platform, a small channel, that no one would notice it. But I think that's disgusting, and that's why I want to put this video up here. I know I have a small ass channel, but I think it's important to talk about, because I don't think this is okay. And I know Ashley said in her video, she's like, I don't want any bullying of Acacia, and I don't want that either, but I want accountability, and I don't think that holding someone accountable is bullying. I don't think what Acacia did in this situation is acceptable. She did go on to post a feed post, but it wasn't like a notes app apology. It was a picture, and then she put the apology in the caption, which, like, again, is not enough, because people don't read captions. I was looking at the comments, and like, nobody was bullying her, no one's hating on her, they're just saying, this is unacceptable, this is not a mistake, this was a calculated risk that you took, and it's not okay. You tried to steal from a smaller creator and take her work take her work and pass it off as your own and make a profit off of that, and that is not okay. I hope that what comes from this is that more people learn about Ashley. The more people follow Ash Levi and Cherry Photo Club and realize what a bad bitch she is and that her photo presets are absolutely bomb, because that's what it's all about. She is an amazing channel and she deserves more followers, and hopefully that's what she gets from this. What Acacia should have done in the first place was just shout out these presets that she thought was awesome. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments down below. If you've followed Acacia for a while, I would love to know what some of her other problematic issues are. Otherwise, I would love to know if you had heard about this through Twitter or other platforms, or if you had seen Ashley's video and what you think. If you haven't watched Ashley's video yet, I will link it down below. Please go watch it. Her video deserves the views, and I think it's a good overview of everything, and she has a lot more screenshots on this. Also, thank you to either Babby or Baby on Twitter. She posted a thread of all the screenshots from the post. I will also link that down below. That's where I saved them all for this video, so I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear what you guys think down below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!